Well,
Oh,
yep,
there we go.
she will be here. And of course, she is Olympic silver medalist from Tokyo, the one and only Jessica Springsteen. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're thrilled to have you. We took a look at the course, right? You walked the course. What'd you think out there?
I thought it looked good. I thought it's a nice 150, and yeah, I'm excited to get out there myself.
Yeah, exactly. You go, what number in the
I go
order?
37th.
37th. All right, so we have 62 going today. And you're going to sit with us for the first 10, which will be wonderful. You'll get a nice view of the course. We were talking about it the other day, that it's actually such a great way to study and watch the course, right?
Exactly. Perfect way to analyze the course and by doing a little commentary. So
Exactly. You have to really
Commentating.
study it. I feel like when you're just sitting in the stands watching, you chat and
Yeah,
you
no,
kind of
it's
focus,
true.
but not the same.
I'll be full focus today.
Exactly. So tell us, walk us through the course a little bit.
Okay, so I think we have fence 1 off the left lead over there, and then nice around to fence 2. And then I think there's a bit of an option. You said that you...
Yeah, there's a bit of an option. There's sort of 2 jumps. You can go around the plank or inside to a double.
Yeah, I'll be going around there, but I'm excited to see if someone takes that inside track there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and you can see our first one. We'll finish the course talk through as the first one goes, but of course you can see our first one in the ring right now, and he is the one and only Cian O'Connor. Cian O'Connor is representing his home nation of Ireland, and he is sitting on the Pat Crean entry, Maurice, the 12-year-old Belgian-bred gelding by Thunder van de Zoethoven with the Eros Platier mother. Have you seen this horse jump at all, Jess?
I actually have not seen it recently. Have you?
Yes, I saw it the other week, and it jumped beautifully. I'm curious to see, this class is an interesting one, right? Some people use it to develop younger horses,
Yeah.
and some people really try to go for the win.
And
What
I think it will be interesting, too, because now that it's a qualifier, I wonder if that will play into it a little bit if people haven't qualified, if they want to take it a little bit more safe as opposed to really going for it.
Absolutely. In the past, the WEF Challenge Cup on Thursdays was the only qualifier for the Grand Prix. So if you didn't make it in, you knew you were out, and this class was a little bit different. Now that it's not only it's not a meter 45, it's now a meter 50. So it's a little bit bigger, and it's a qualifier. People's strategy may have changed.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that we'll see that play out a little bit today. But again, I think it's a nice 150. It's not too big. It's friendly, and you have a good start to get going. So I think it'll be a good class.
Absolutely. And actually, our first one getting us started is going to be American Brianne Goutal Marteau. She is sitting on SNL Marlon van de Heffink, the 12-year-old stallion by Désir du Château. Let's see what she does. So 1, 2, back on that oxer. She's going around that plank. We'll see if anyone does that option later.
Yeah, I didn't take a look at that option, but it doesn't look like it really gives you a nice line to that double verticals, which is already going to be very careful anyway. So.
Absolutely, it does not. It was kind of an ugly turn.
Yeah.
There she did the double verticals, 5 strides to the oxer. Open to this skinny, sort of by itself, by the gazebo. Now left-handed turn.
Yeah, you were right. You walked that a little bit up, and you saw the forward to get,
Yeah, I thought with the Liverpool by the gate that 4-stride walked a little bit
Yeah.
long. And now let's see what she does here. Did she do 6 there?
I actually did not count.
I also
I
think
got
maybe she looked like she
distracted.
was really moving up there. She may have done 6. Tight roll back then on the plank. Definitely the steady 6, I think, into this double.
Quite short. And then she did the outside 8 there.
Yeah,
That was a
absolutely.
beautiful round.
It was. So she will finish up clear. Time is 69.69. So that is our automatic leader for our leadoff rider. 69.69 her time. And we'll keep an eye on whether or not that will hold throughout the class. I think she was efficient, but certainly not lightning fast out there.
Yeah, exactly. I think she kept her pace. It was all very smooth. Brianne rides so beautifully, and she made it look quite natural and easy out there. So we'll see.
Absolutely. All right, now we're moving on to Ireland's Cian O'Connor and Maurice. Maurice is the Pat Crean entry of the 12-year-old Belgian-bred gelding by Thunder van de Zoethoven. So Cian already looking like he's maybe just going to be taking his time developing this horse.
Right.
Not thinking about the speed. Again, I was just saying, I think this is really a beautiful jumper. You can see it really opens up nice behind.
Yeah.
That 5 looked nice and patient for him. Did it walk like that for you?
Yeah, it did. I think it's going to get a little bit easy.
Then we'll see. This black skinny is quite a delicate jump on the course. I wonder if it's going to cause some trouble for people, especially kind of open like that. You finish the line on the side, and then you got to get open to one of the more delicate jumps on the course.
If you're going for it, that's one of the places that I think you can open up your horse a little bit, and then you're right, it's a bit of a careful jump.
Yeah.
Let's see how this rides for him.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, he did 8.
He did 8.
I think it really depends how you come out of that double. If you land a little bit short.
Yeah, it is a vertical oxer, so I would assume most people are landing a little shallower than if it were a vertical coming out.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely ride up in 7 there.
Yeah. That 6 looks nice and patient. It's a little bit that oxer coming into the double set on the downhill. I think that could be a little bit delicate for people.
Yeah, I think it's nice because then, again, if you are going for it, you can take a little bit of a shot back to the plank. Because
Absolutely.
the 6 is a little bit in the hand, so you're able to take a little bit more risk there.
Yeah. So Cian will finish up 88.43 with the 4 faults and 7 time faults. So
What did he have down?
He had the last jump down.
Oh, okay.
He had the very last jump down. But again, he looked like he was just doing a bit of a training round, taking his time. I don't think he was too concerned or will be too concerned with those time faults. And
yeah, that was a nice round.
Solid round. All right, moving on to USA's Aaron Vale and I Dermy R4. The Thinks Like a Horse entry of the 11-year-old Dutch-bred mare by Denham Blue with the Nemelis mother.
All right, let's see if he goes for it a little bit.
Yeah, I think Aaron is notorious for being speedy and trying to always win.
Yes, let's see.
And he jumped his other horse yesterday. He may not be qualified. He had a couple down at the end of the course, so I wonder if he's thinking of today to check that list and see where he's sitting.
Do you know how many are out for the Grand Prix?
Well, there were 61 that jumped yesterday and only 34 qualified, 35 including McLean. So
yeah, he's definitely going for it.
he is.
Yeah, that 5 gets a little short.
It does now. He's going to the delicate plank, but he's moving. Ooh.
Oh, no.
Ooh, hang on there. You can see he was kicking, trying to get to the long one, and the horse just was a little bit too far off it. Did a good job to get himself back in the tack and keep on going. Has that front rail maybe just a little bit organizational.
Yeah, regrouping a bit.
Yeah, regrouping. And there you can see now he's just making a little bit of a circle. And we'll see if he keeps going or calling it a day. Looking like he's calling it a day.
Does he have another one in this class?
I think he might, actually. Again, you can ride 2 horses in this class.
Yeah, he does. I see he goes 40th on another one.
So he'll have another chance.
Exactly.
All right. Looking like he's calling it a day. We'll withdraw from today's class. And we'll see him back a little bit later, but we will move on to our next one in the order. Looking like Michaela Langmeyer of the USA and the Rafferty Farm LLC entry, Carla. 12-year-old Holsteiner mare by Clarimo with the Cartago Z mother. And actually, you rode a Clarimo, right? Wasn't Cinar a Clarimo?
Yes, he was.
So what can you tell us anything about? Oh, she may actually be this is a different person. No, it's not. This looks like Michaela Langmeyer. I think this is Michaela.
She looks like she's going for a quick round.
Oh. Can you tell us a little bit about Clarimo, of the one Cinar you rode? Any qualities of him that you think maybe follow through in other offspring?
He was a very big jumper. He had a lot of scope. He was really careful. I loved him. He was one of the most special horses I've ever ridden.
Yeah, he was an exceptional horse. I remember, I think you were clear on him in the Global in Paris, right?
Oh, yeah.
I remember that round. Somehow that round really stuck out in my head as just an exceptional jumping round and so fast.
I won my first 5-star with him. The Million in hits.
Right.
No, he was amazing. He's retired on my farm in New Jersey now, so I get to see him every time I go home.
Oh, lucky. So she did have A coming into that double. Just looked like she took a little bit of a big distance and got a little bit flat coming in. Steadies up beautifully here for this double. That was really nice balance coming in. And has the last one down as well. She'll finish up with 2 down, 8 faults. Time is 70.71. She'll sit in second place at the moment, but again, with this class just getting started. Brianne is our leading time, 69.69 at the moment. And we'll keep an eye and see if anyone can catch her.
Yeah, she did the outside 9 to the last. I think that it's a nice 8 if, not even too forward if you just stay a little bit on the inside track a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering, actually, if you were really trying to win, if anyone would try to do 7.
I mean, I think Brianne got it so easily.
It's possible. But again, with a delicate vertical, which we've now seen come down a couple of times already, you wonder if people are not going to take that big risk to the last vertical.
Yeah, it always depends how fast the class is going as well. These classes can get quite quick, and then you'll see at the end people taking, a lot of risk.
Yeah, especially when there's 62 to jump. So. All right, we're moving on to Egypt's Nile Nassar and Dorado de Riverland. Dorado de Riverland is the Evergate Stables LLC entry of the 11-year-old Cell Francais gelding by Untouchable with the Argentina's mother. So we'll see how fast Nile tries to go today. He's looking like he's thinking about moving.
That was neat, yeah.
He is opting to go around. Again, it's very hard to see from this camera angle, but that is such an awkward turn to the double verticals if you go inside there.
Did Aaron go inside?
I think he might have.
It's hard to see from this angle.
Looking like Nile is just, there we go, nice and delicate there. You could see he galloped across the middle and then really steadied up.
Time, yeah. Oh. That's a shame.
Yeah, that is hard. Those Liverpool Oxers with the solid gray poles, the horses don't see them, and then this jump is also set by the in-gate. What a difficult line set by the course designer.
That's a really difficult line.
And again, you'll see in these speed classes, you'll see a lot of faults that maybe you wouldn't normally see if it was just a regular 2B class. In this case, they're really, people will take a lot more risk in the speed, and then they'll have faults that they wouldn't normally have. So he will steady up to the last, finish up just with that 1 down, 4 faults. Time is 70.36. Going into second at the moment. So number 6, certainly a difficult jump on the course. What are your thoughts there, knowing now that it is a little bit tricky? You going to give yourself a little more space, or?
Yeah, I think I'm going to take a little bit more time. This is my first week showing Clinton again, so I'm going to try to give him a nice, smooth round to build him up for the jump-off class on Sunday. That's my plan.
Perfect.
And he cuts in a little bit to the left, so I definitely have to make sure I kind of stay out and give him a bit more space there. So that's something I'll be thinking about.
Okay. We're going to watch out for that when you're going.
Yeah.
We'll keep an
Hopefully
eye.
it goes as planned.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys can hold me accountable now.
Yeah. All right, USA's Catherine Tyree Flores and Newton Vent at Kreckelhoff. Our next entry. This horse is owned by Catherine Tyree LLC, and it is an 11-year-old Belgian-bred gelding by Dion.
Oh, I think she went through
She
that
did
gap.
go through the
Yeah.
gap. And then she set it up really nicely. She sort of went through the gap to save some strides and then took her time coming in.
She really took her time, yeah. She gave her horse a nice chance to jump that clear.
And I was thinking this is,
Same
we
there.
saw double verticals yesterday as well, so it's looking like Peter Grant definitely liking double verticals in his classes. I see even another set of double verticals set in the ring.
That was well ridden.
Yeah, there we go. So she looks like she's keeping it organized, but neat enough. So not thinking maybe to try to win the class. I think she may have had the front pole come down. She did, yeah. Coming out of the double.
That was a shame. You do have to ride up in that 7.
Yeah.
Can't be thinking about that too early, though. And risking the front rail of B.
Yeah. Gets over the last time is 72.99 with the 4 faults for Cat Tyree.
Nice round.
Flores, yeah, but very nice. You can see, I think I was chatting with her before, and she was saying she was deciding who she was going to jump in the Grand Prix tomorrow night, and if she was setting up in this class. So she hadn't decided yet which horse she wanted to use. And I think she was going to see how today's round went. But that looked like a nice setup.
That was great. Who else did she have in this class?
I don't know, but she jumped the liver chestnut one, Camilla, yesterday in the WAF.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, moving on to USA's Nicolette Hurt and Fleurette. Fleurette is the Chatwood Farms LLC entry of the 2009 Celle Francais mare by Verdi with the Concord mother. She looks like she's maybe taking that inside turn also. I will say it's a little bit awkward, but it does help set and balance you up a little bit maybe for the double verticals.
Yeah, she did that well.
Oh, that was a beautiful jump at the Oxer.
Jumped that great as well.
I think this was the horse that Laura Kraut rode, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. I think this might be a slightly newer ride for Nicolette Hurt.
Oh, that's a shame.
Just got there a little bit early. You do have to, like you said, you really have to move up there in that 7.
Yeah.
You're debating if you might do 8.
No, I think I'm gonna
All right.
go for the
Stick
7.
with the 7.
Yeah.
She does have the delicate plank as well off that short turn. Horse is really beautiful jumper. I like this horse. Gets over the last, finishing up. I believe it's actually 8 faults. Time is 71.24 for Nikki Hurt and Fleurette.
Do we have Brian? What was Brian's time?
69.69.
And she went smoothly around the double
Around.
vertical. So sometimes you wonder, when you have to take so much time to set up because of that inside turn, if it's actually just faster to
Keep moving.
kind of keep moving and going around.
Yeah, we always debate that when we're out walking courses. Sometimes you see an inside turn,
Yeah.
and then you think, is it actually faster?
Yeah, when it can be a little bit awkward like this one is.
Yeah, you have to
That's
kind of go
definitely a
right,
question.
left, and it
Yeah.
ends up slowing you down.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see how this course plays out and if people really choose to do the inside one and if they can do it smoothly. I think it probably is faster in this
Absolutely,
case
yeah.
if they can do it smoother. But.
Yeah, of course.
All right, moving on to USA's Lacey Gilbertson and Damsel Saint-Hermel. The Seabrook LLC entry of the 11-year-old Celle Francais mare by Uppercut and the Paladine mother. Actually seeing a lot of Celle Francais French horses out there early on in this class.
Let's see what she decides to do here.
She's also going inside. But there you
Oh,
see
no.
a little left-right, a little left-right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but then like you said, it does kind of take the momentum out a little bit and helps you at that double vertical.
Yeah, exactly. That's the key, right? At double verticals, you want to come in slow.
Mm-hmm.
Nice big
Nice
jump
jump.
there. Yeah.
That was a good shot. She was able to keep her pace around the turn there, and
then you could
it
see
really
her.
showed up well.
Yeah, she really had to move up a little bit for the 4. The horse, she was a big jump coming in, but then it was a little bit kind of towards the gate, and she ended up having a bend in the line. Moves up there as well. But actually, they're jumping that Mars jump quite well. It's blue and sort of light teal colored poles, but yesterday as well, the horses really jumped that oxer well.
Let's see what she. Oh, I didn't see. Did she have the plank down?
Yeah, she did. Unfortunate, because that was a beautiful round.
Really beautiful.
Yeah, she'll finish up time 70.74 with the 4 faults for Lacey Gilbertson and Damsel St. Hermel. So again, Brianne Goutal, our leadoff rider, still leading 69.69 on the clear. And we will move on to Canada's Erin Ballard and the Elon Ferder entry, Game Over. 2011 Dutch bred gelding Bayukata with the Lord Colondo mother.
She's always fun to watch when it's against the clock.
Yeah, she's speedy rider.
Yeah.
Huh? One to emulate for sure.
Definitely.
I think when I was riding also, I'm always so impressed how strong she is on the horse.
She's a fantastic rider.
Yeah. And she's definitely going for it today. She takes that inside turn. That was beautifully done, nice and smooth.
Beautiful. So smooth. That was the smoothest we've seen it.
Well done. I thought yesterday also there was the short line in the Challenge Cup into the double of verticals, and she steadied up there beautifully, similarly to how she's doing this now. Ooh, a little bit of a rub.
And she did the 5 there.
I think with the rub, she landed a little bit dead and shallow.
Mm-hmm.
Good jump out there. Nice in the 7. Let's see how she does. Back on this plank. Oh. Think she just had to take the first choice out of the corner.
Yeah.
It just didn't quite work out. Gets over the last. Quick time, 60. Let's see what it was. 4 fault, 66.14. So she was very quick on her time, but with the delicate plank down, that will put her into second at the moment with only the one clear at the moment.
That was a shame. That was a really nice round.
Yeah, it was a beautiful round. All right, moving on to our 10th in the order, Zoe Conter of Belgium and the Stefex Stables entry, Enrico de la Palme, 10-year-old gelding by Vigo Darsui with the Ingmar mother.
I was talking to Zoe this morning, and she was saying she was just moving this one up into the bigger classes. So let's see if she just goes for a nice kind of building round, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. You know, 4 stars can be difficult enough, and this is no longer a meter 45. It really is a 150 class out there. So that's even more of a step up for these younger developing horses. You know, it's hard sometimes. I know even with yourself, like sometimes you'll take a 9-year-old, an 9-year-old in the second classes, but when it's a 150 as the second class, it makes you think twice a little bit as to what you can jump in it.
It does, but I will say this is really nicely built. I think if you want to take a little bit more time, it is a nice class to kind of step one up into their, first 150. If that's what it's going to be.
I totally agree. This is jumping beautifully, and it looks like she's not dawdling at all. She's not taking her time. She's just trying to have a smooth round, staying on the pace. Really nice jump there.
That was well done.
Does the steady 10. A little bit push out there. This horse is jumping fantastic.
Yeah.
Gets over the delicate plank. Did a good job there. You can see she used her upper body to kind of slow the horse down. Coming out.
Great round.
There we go. Gets over the last time, 73.46. She will automatically go into second place with our second clear round so far. Beautiful round there. I think she'll be really happy as she moves this horse up.
No, that was great.
That should give her lots of
Jumped
confidence.
really well, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, looking like you got to go.
I'm going to go get organized. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us and getting it started. It was wonderful, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. I'll be back.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Good luck today.
Thanks.
All right, moving on to Brazil's Eduardo Pereira de Menezes and H5 Chaco's Charlie P.S. This is the H5 Sport Horses LLC entry of the 11-year-old Mecklenburg Stallion. Eduardo looking neat. Beautiful jump. There, oh, just a little bit of a late fault there. Just didn't finish behind as it had the skinny. And having the front pole of that Liverpool as well. Again, definitely one of the most difficult jumps out on the course. Those solid gray poles with the Liverpool. They love to build that jump because they know the horses struggle to jump it well. Again, I don't know if it's the solid gray poles or where this jump is set by the in-gate. They get a little bit distracted. Or the Liverpool underneath draws them in, and they don't quite jump that top pole well. Beautiful jump there coming into the double. And jerks his little knees up, jumps that last one well. But he will finish up time 76.25 with 8 faults total for Eduardo Menezes and H5 Chaco's Charlie. All right, so 2 clear so far. And now we will move on to one of our speediest riders out on the course. Let's see what Lebanon's Jad Dana can do and the Peter Howard and Laurie Sedreau entry Caro W. 12-year-old Holsteiner gelding by Castellan with the Aragorn mother. And Jad, of course, has been tremendously successful, been really on a roll recently. Always very, very competitive. Let's see how fast he goes today. Nice shot 1-2. Goes for the inside turn. That was beautifully done, keeping it smooth. So not going crazy fast, but definitely thinking about his track. Nice to the skinny there. A little bit extra support to jump that Liverpool. Slight touch there in front with the green vertical, but it stays up. Moving up in the 7. Beautiful jump. Jad does such a great job just keeping it natural, letting the horses jump how they naturally want to jump. Beautiful there. 1 left to go. Stays on the inside. Oh, and has the last down. 67-76. Had the time, but with the 1 down, that will put him into 4th at the moment. So definitely a difficult last jump to jump with the vertical at the end. It's kind of plain vertical, that sort of beige color. It's almost the color of the ground. Very hard for the horses to really judge the top pole. And we've seen it come down now a lot, especially if they do the open 8. It encourages the jump to get a little bit flatter and harder to leave that up. But let's see if USA's Peter Lutz and Catriona can put in a round. Owned by Lovesta Studerai, and Catriona is a 9-year-old Dutch-bred mare by Cannon with the Oakland mother. So just 9, moving up to this level. Peter does such a great job developing horses from the younger age all the way up to the absolute top level of the sport. I have the pleasure of watching him at the stable each day, and he is so nice to the horses and just tries to build a great partnership with them. It's such a pleasure to see on a daily basis. He's really kind to the horses, and I think they really react. You see there, just a beautiful jump. They really try for him and want to do well. Oh, beautiful jump there. You could see he just softened his hand on takeoff at the delicate plank, trusted the horse to be careful enough to jump it, and then look at this high. And the horse just taking her time. Great active gallop. Look at that hind leg just grabbing the ground. Beautiful push off there. Moves up. Now he opens her up for the 7. He'll have to get her back. That's the hard part of this course. Really tight. Oh, tight turn there, and he clears it. There we go. Jumps that. Coming to the last. Very efficient round. And beautiful at the last. 69.91 going into second at the moment for Catriona and Peter Lutz. 69.91. So just 0.3 of a second or even a little bit less off the pace of Brion of 69.69. But that was an absolutely gorgeous round from Peter. All right, moving on to Australia's Scott Keach and Senkorinyu PS. Senkorinyu PS is the Candor Farm LLC entry of the 10-year-old Oldenburg Gelding. Does have number 2 down, back pole. This horse is very Schockemuller breeding, Centinel, and then Choco Blue on the mother's side. So, horse out of Germany. Just 10 years old now. You can see Scott just wanting to give a good, solid experience to this horse. Again, remember that it's just the beginning of the year. 10-year-olds are just coming out of their 9-year-old year. Some of them still even 9, depending on when they were actually born. So he's just giving a nice, solid ride. Nice, neat turn back here. Steadies up to the last. We'll finish up with 4 faults. 80.12 into 9th place for Scott Keach and Senkorinyu PS. So we've only seen 3 clear so far. Again, our leading time, 69.69 in this CSI 4-star Dodd Technologies meter 50 speed. Now let's take a look at our 3-star Grand Prix winner from last week, Richard Vogel. And this time he's sitting on Chepino Balubé. This is how his big 5-star Grand Prix winner from the finale Grand Prix, the Rolex Grand Prix, here last year in the 2023 season of WEF. And I think this is one of the early outings for Chepino Balubé, probably setting him up for the upcoming 5-star week later on this season. But he is Richard Vogel, and he absolutely only knows how to go ultra fast. So looking like he wants to be quick. And of course, as we know, Richie Vogel, one of the fastest riders in the world. Look at that. Beautiful, careful. Richie's connection with the horse is so secure. He never really moves up there, just very solid. You never see him making adjustments. He's always just right on it. Keeps those reins short. This horse is just jumping beautifully. Jumps the Mars Oxer. Now you can see he's being neat enough. Wow, very tight turn there. Clears the plank. Horse backs up great there in the double. And here, just steadying up, patient to the last, wanting to jump it well. Clears it. Time is 65.15. And that will become our new leader, 65.15 for Richie Vogel and Chepino Balabé. So they will become our new class leader with shaving off 4 seconds from, or about a little bit more than 3.5 seconds off of Brion's time and into the lead. So beautiful, solid round. He was quick, but he was not crazy. So if someone really wants to push it, I bet they could be faster, but his rollback to the plank was really tight. Let's see if Belgium's Emily Conter and Ocean Quality can do this. Steph X Stables entry. Ocean Quality is the 10-year-old Belgian bred mare by Baltic with the Calato Z mother. And this was a horse formerly ridden by Charlotte Smet out of Belgium before Emily got the ride. And Ocean Quality with the Baltic and the Calato comes from a family of the Holstein Stallion Contender. So, very well-bred horse. She's looking good so far. Really used her body there, sat up great. Again, that plank is delicate. Not plank, the skinny is delicate. But she does have the front pole of the Liverpool Oxer at the NetJets jump. Again, one of the hardest jumps on the course to jump. Beautiful turn back there, but she does have that down. Sits up nice there through the double. And she'll finish up time 67.26 with the 8 faults for Emily Conter and Ocean Quality. So again, we had our new leading time set by Richard Vogel, just one before with Chepino Balabé, 65.15. But let's see if yesterday's big Challenge Cup winner, Nicola Philipparts, and his entry, owned and ridden by him, Clarcha J. 10-year-old Zangerside mare by Cannon with the Flipperdell mother. Of course, he was our big winner yesterday. He was very speedy in our Challenge Cup. So he is qualified for Saturday night's Grand Prix, but let's see if he's going to use Clarcha to be a speed horse today or if he is developing this one. Again, just 10 years old. And they've just sounded the call and off he goes. Again, this horse is 10, but it's by Cannon, and we know with Cannons that they are a little slower to develop, and they really get better with age. So this is just starting to be in the peak of time when the horses develop into their best selves. So he is going around, not taking the inside option. Beautiful patting the ground there. This horse clearly having a lot of blood. Really good behind. But the nice things also with the Cannons is they have really good characters. They're always willing participants and really want to work with you. Moves up there in the 4. He landed a little bit shallow off that Liverpool. Had to really move up to get the 4 done. Jumps through that really well. I like this horse. You can see, like I said, a lot of blood, but it really grabs the ground on takeoff. Keeps it active, but just cuts down a little bit coming into the double. You could see kind of pushed off real hard, but lost a little bit of that forward momentum and not able to get across the back pole. So he'll finish up with the 1 down, 4 faults. Time is 74.01 for Nicola Philipparts and Clarcha. Again, thanks to today's sponsor, Dodd Technologies, for presenting our live stream. You can visit us online at doddtechnologies.com. All right, next up for Canada, Beth Underhill and Nika van de Bisschop. Nika van de Bisschop is the Rain Family LLC entry of the 11-year-old Belgian-bred mare by Emerald with the Nabob de Rev mother. And, of course, this horse has been a tremendous mount for Beth. She's had exceptional success, jumped Nations Cup teams and championships. And this has just been a super, super horse for Beth and the Rain family. And it's such an exceptional jumper. It's got a big gallop, very scopy, really opens up behind. Yeah, you can see there she even kicks back a little bit. Just a careful horse. And Beth does a great job. This horse has quite a big gallop, and Beth, I think, does an exceptional job sort of managing that big gallop and keeping the energy up. There, maybe she was just a tad off it at the Oxer, landed a tiny bit shallow. Again, I'm sure Beth hoping to set this horse up for some of the big 5 stars later in the season. So just using this class just to get in the ring and get set up for the rest of season. Clears the plank. Steadies up each of the 6 strides, just giving the horse with the big gallop the opportunity to not have to get too deep at the end of that double. Beautiful to the last. She'll finish up time 80.82 with the 4 faults for Beth Underhill and Nika van de Bisschop. All right, so our leader at the moment, Richard Vogel and Chepino Balabé, 65.15, that time to beat. And we just saw Beth Underhill from Canada. Now let's check out her fellow compatriot, Amy Miller. Amy's sitting on Cristiano. Cristiano is the Future Adventures entry of the 14-year-old gelding by Canoso with the complement mother. This horse actually has Danish breeding. Canoso didn't breed too much, but Danish stallion. I don't actually know complement. I have to look that one up. Nice jump there. Looks like Amy is trying to be quick here. She goes for the inside track, keeps coming through, a little bit strong coming into the double, but because of her angle, she's able to put a little bit of a bend in there, which really helped create space. Takes the first distance across the middle there. That was really well done. Now to the difficult Liverpool Oxer. Does she do it? She does. Then she can sit up. She got a great shot there where she could be steadying in the 4 strides. Comes across the middle here to the black double. Nice space. Gets over that. This horse also having a big step. Gets up that 7 easily. Neat back here. Steadies up for the 6. And now just to the last. Does do the 8. Oh, but has the last one down. Time is 65.66. She would have gone into second, but unfortunately with the 4 faults, she will have to settle for 5th at the place at the moment. But super round there for Amy Miller and Cristiano. All right, moving on to Brazil's Luis Francisco de Azevedo and Perta Total de Reis Nova. That's a lot of names. Perta is a Tancoa Stables LLC entry of the 9-year-old Belgian-bred stallion by Comilfo with the Verdi mother. All right. Looking like he's just going to take his time a little bit. Again, horse just 9 years old, getting up to this level. Has number 2 down, goes around. This horse has quite a big jump. And it's a long horse, very long head to tail. And has a big gallop, but also quite a big jump. Nice jump there. Has to move up a little bit in that 4 strides. Again, I thought that walked quite long. Jesse thought that it walked more normal, but I think it's riding a little bit. They're getting a little bit hung towards the gate. The horses are just kind of sucking towards the gate a little bit and jumping up and high in that Liverpool. And it is holding them a bit, so the 4 is riding a tiny bit longer. Jumps in there beautifully. And gets over the last time. 82.04 in the 4 fault. Actually picks up 1 time fault. Our time allowed is 82 seconds. Again, with the speed class, not usually playing such a role, but he took his time there, just 0.04 of a second over that time allowed. So 5 faults total for Luis and Perte. All right, moving on to Japan's Karen Poli and Jet Run. Jet Run is the Karen Poli owned and ridden entry of the 14-year-old gelding by Choco Blue with the Robin Z mother. She jumped a beautiful round on last Saturday night under the lights for the National Grand Prix and then came out yesterday for the Challenge Cup. Horse just looked a little backed off, and I think she wanted to step it down a little level for today just to try to give it confidence. Again, this is a nice class for that. It's set at meter 50, but being a speed, it's on the softer side. Karen can just take her time. Looked like he lost a little cuff there, you saw. The little rubber cuff that protects their bulbs of their hoofs. Just looking like he's maybe spooking a little bit at that black skinny. And she will attempt it again. Hard to see from here. He may have actually pulled the shoe off as well. Jumps that well. And she will keep going. There, I think she's just being a little bit strong with him having balked at the black one. Just wanting to make sure, and then it looking like she just not liking how it's set up at the moment. So making a little bit of a circle, and that will be an elimination for Karen Poli and Jet Run. But again, she made that circle at the end, so she will, I'm sure, come back another day. Okay, moving on to Egypt's Nile Nasser and his second entry, El Conde. El Conde is the Evergate Stables LLC entry of the 13-year-old gelding by Philo de Muse with the Final Shot mother. And some really interesting thing about this horse, actually. Final Shot is an Irish mother, but Final Shot actually has a lot of pony breeding, which is really strange. You don't see so much pony breeding coming through and creating sport horses that jump a high level. So fascinating to see that from Final Shot. But El Conde doesn't even look that small of a horse. So a little bit of a touch at number 1. And Nile trying to be quick. Ooh, there you can see the horse just kicking out behind, not getting across. Just didn't quite have the push when he took off there. And you could see just struggled to get his hind end across it. Now he looks like that hind end is working well. And just looking like horse was getting there a little bit deep and maybe didn't quite feel confident to jump it. I think maybe after being a little bit sticky at number 2, the horse got a little bit careful as well. Just a little bit insecure. And just not their day. So that will be elimination for Niall Nasser and El Conde. And we will move on to our next one. Australia's Matt Williams and Louis Dom Quality. Louis Dom Quality is a 9-year-old Irish-bred gelding by Louis Dom with the OBOS Quality mother, owned by Skyline Sport Horses LLC. Again, our current leader, Richard Vogel of Germany and Chepino Balubay. 65.15 is that time to beat. And let's see if the Irish-bred, Australian-ridden Louis Dom Quality and Matt Williams can give Richard Vogel a run for their money. Of course, this is really great Irish breeding. Louis Dom horse that Billy Toomey rode was really a great stallion, and he was easy, and the horses have good characters, and they're nice, and they're really scopy. And some famous ones, of course, would be Daniel Blumen's Gemma, and Ken Farrington rode a horse named Blue Angel a few years back. That was a great Louis Dom. Beautiful opening up there behind. Matt looking like he's just going to give a nice solid round today, not thinking too much about necessarily trying to win the class. But this horse, just 9 years of age, again, one of the younger ones, choosing to do the steady 5 here. I think that was a smart move. He landed a bit shallow, had a rub at the back pole coming in at the oxer. A little stretch out there, rolls the back pole on the way down, coming out of the double. It was a little bit hard to see, but I caught it on the camera as it was rolling. Jumps through the double at the end well. And clears the last. So that will be 4 faults. Time is 81.10 for Matt Williams and Louis Dom Quality. So nice solid round for the 9-year-old. Just had to add a little bit of leg and rolled the back pole of the oxer coming out of the black double. All right. We will move on to Nicolette Hert's second entry. She is sitting on the Chatwood Farms LLC Chatu 7. 15-year-old gelding by Choco Blue with the Toulon mother. Former ride of Nikki Shaheen and Simpson. And Nikki, let's see what she can do on Chatu. This has been a long-time partnership of hers. She had some really good rounds. I remember a 1.50 m last year. She jumped really well on this horse. And it's been a good partnership for her. A little bit reach there across number 2, but gets over it. She's taken the outside route. Big jump there at the orange, or the orange and black oxer. This horse jumps a little bit in his own style, sometimes with a little bit of his head and neck up, but it is a scopy horse. Strong ride there. That actually helped work out the 4 nicely. She steadies up here for the double. Beautiful jump there. And again, horses and riders, specifically riders, if they were not qualified in the top 35 from yesterday's Challenge Cup, they will take another 10 from today into the jump off. And Nikki clear, 75.48. And that will be only our 4th clear of the class so far. So we've seen 25 go, only 4 have jumped clear. But 75.48 will put her into, oh, maybe we've seen 5 clear, actually. She sitting in 5th at the moment. All right. Let's move on to Tiffany Foster. The Canadian rider is riding Como Esta. Como Esta is a 5 Roosters and Tiffany Foster entry of the 10-year-old mare by Comil Foe and the Caratino 2 mother. All right, let's see what Tiffany can do. She was really good yesterday. Also clear in the Challenge Cup. I think she was clear in the Challenge Cup. Now I'm doubting. Beautiful ride here. Again, this horse just 10 years old. Another one of the younger ones developing up. And looking like actually she just has a hackamore in the horse's on the bridle, so maybe no bit in the horse's mouth. Yeah, it looks just like a nice hackamore. It's kind of a longer shanked hackamore. And Tiffany, you can see her reins have a little stopper in them and helps her hold the length of the reins. I was always one to let go of my reins too, and Tiff was saying it's really nice to have tack that she can really hold the reins and keep it steady. And there we go, another clear. 76.79 and clear for Como Esta and Tiffany Foster. So beautiful solid round. She wasn't going lightning fast, but a beautiful kind of just nice clear, nice big pet there for the horse. And we'll move on to Brazil's Eduardo Pereira de Menezes' second entry, Calypso de Matis. Calypso is the Eduardo Menezes owned and ridden entry of the 12-year-old Celle Francais gelding by Paddock Duplessis with the Tresor de Show mother. And looks like he is going for it on this one. Again, time to beat 65.15 set by Richard Vogel on Chepano Balabé. Looking good so far. This horse quite quick. Not wasting too much time in the air. He opts to do the steady 5, but very quick there on the landing. Gets across the double. Moves up, has even a little bit of space there at the oxer. And he's looking pretty quick. Time to beat 65.15. I don't think he's going to catch him. And 65.32 going into second. Just 0.2 of a second off that time. 65.32. But that was a super round for Eduardo Menezes and Calypso, and they will go into second place at the moment. But great round there from Eduardo, and trying to catch Richie, but not quite. All right, moving on to Eduardo's student, Carlos Hank Guerrero from Mexico in H5 Ganesh Hero Z. The H5 Sport Horses LLC entry of the 10-year-old Zangerside Stallion by Gemini with the Diamante Semele mother. I remember hearing about this horse a lot as a young horse coming out of Ireland. It won everything as a young horse. It was really famous horse in Ireland before Carlos got the ride on him. And super interesting fact is Gemini is the clone of Gem Twist, and that is the sire of Garnish Hero. So is the full clone of Gem Twist. And the oldest ones are sort of now just in the sport. And we're seeing a lot of really good Geminis. Of course, Gem Twist, one of the most spectacular horses of all time. If you don't know who he is, go back on YouTube and watch some videos because he would be an absolute top modern sport horse today. And I had the luck of actually getting to sit on him once when I was younger, and it was a magical time. Looked like he also just pulled off a little bit of a cuff off the hoof there, and he did have both top poles of the Liverpool Oxer by the in-gate. Plank looks like it's coming down also. Jumped through the double nicely. Again, just 10 years old, so developing as well. He'll finish up time 70.15 with the 2 down, 8 faults for Garnish Hero and Carlos Hank Guerrero. So we've seen a number clear, but not too many. Actually, only, I think, 6 have jumped this clear so far. But let's see if Canada's Mario Delorier and Costa Quick PS can jump a clear for Aram Ampagumian LLC entry of Costa Quick PS, the 10-year-old gelding by Conthargos with the Quick Star mother. Again, I'm a big fan of Conthargos, so let's see what Costa Quick can do. Usually really gummy athletic horses. And Mario, in my opinion, such an exceptional... Wow, that was an exceptional jump. But I was going to say Mario's an exceptional horse picker. And the jump that he gave at number 2 was something special. Wow, beautiful there. And you can see that Conthargos coming through. This is an athletic animal, for sure. Can really do a lot with his body to make sure that he can get over the jumps. Ooh, strong ride there from Mario. Good job. The horse was falling behind him a little bit, and he just did a good job to keep him following and make sure he knew where he was going. Also another horse in a hackamore, so no bit in the mouth. Just trying to keep it as free as possible. And actually, after Mario really had to put his leg onto the Liverpool Oxer, the horse is actually following him a little bit better. Wow, look at the athleticism of how he jumped A there. Let's see, he really used his body. Clears the last time, 69.23, going into 3rd place. So, beautiful round there for Mario, 69.23. But that was a super round, and I'm sure Mario will be happy with that. Developing Costa Quick, just the 10-year-old. All right, moving on to USA's Jacob Pope and Incento SA. Incento is the Ash Atkinson entry of the 11-year-old Dutch-bred gelding by Cardento with the Voltaire mother. Jacob was double clear on his other horse yesterday, Highway, in our Challenge Cup. Let's see what he can do today with Incento SA. Our leader still, Richard Vogel, 65.15. That would be the time to beat in this $32,000 CSI 4-star Dodd Technologies meter 50 speed. Big strong jump to number 1. Looking good so far. Really nice, solid ride. Just keeping things simple. A little bit of a cross canter here. A little bit coming in on the angle. Just a light touch at the front pole, but that stays up. Nice, simple there. Jacob just keeping his upper body still, letting the horse jump up to him. Does have the plank around the corner there, so that comes down, as well as just getting there maybe a little bit early in the 6th to the front pole of the red oxer. Clears the last, but we'll pick up those two for a total of 8 faults. Time is 68.68 for Jacob Pope and Incento SA. He is already qualified for tomorrow night's Grand Prix from his result yesterday, but has the 2 down today. All right, moving on to the USA's Grant Seeger and his own entry, Cantuccini. Cantuccini, a 13-year-old gelding by Cloney with the Calido 1 mother. All right, let's see what Grant can do. Again, time to beat 65.15. Set by Richard Vogel of Germany. Looking nice and smooth. I think he went around. But again, we haven't seen so many clears in this class, so a nice solid clear round will keep you up in the placings and prize money of $32,000. Oh, a little bit to the base there, a little bit deep, long in the 4, but gets it done. Big jump there at the Mars Oxer. And I think A fell a little bit late. It was kind of as the camera was panning. So A and B both coming down, as well as that last one. So he will finish up with 4 down, 16 faults, 71.67 for Grant Seeger and Cantuccini. So final result there, slotting them into 27th place. But it looks like it is our halfway break. So we are going to take a short pause. Thanks again to Dodd Technologies for presenting not only today's class, but also presenting our live stream. Dodd Technologies is an industry leader in creative design, technology support services for sports, entertainment, corporate, and special events. Visit them online at doddtechnologies.com. So we will be back with you guys shortly. They are just going to drag the ring, and we will be back with the remainder of the second half of the $32,000 meter 50 speed. Stay tuned.
With NetJets, travel will always be personal. We do everything it takes to make every flight exceptional. Every single detail of your experience is personalized, just for you. As our standard is not just to meet our definition of perfection, it's to exceed yours.
Can Jumper make you a show jumping expert? With Jumper, explore the latest event results, discover top horses and riders, and follow your favorites. Jumper delivers data from around the world, so you're always the most informed. Download now and take the guesswork out of show jumping with Jumper.
Goes like this.
I share my life with them. I think we're lucky that we get to do what we do, and I've never looked at it as a sacrifice.
For me, being on a horse is the one place I can truly be myself.
They do have a language, you just have to learn how to speak it.
Remember that they feed off of our energies, and so if you're in a good mood or you're happy, they'll reflect that back.
You meet people from all over the world. You have friends that share the same passion for horses, and I think that's something very special.
Horses is the only constant thing in my life, and it will always be there when I need it.
For me, it's connection.
They make me who I am.
It's very hard to explain. It's magical.
It's just who we are.
In one word, it's freedom.
For me, it's everything.
Can Jumper help you find your next top horse? Let's say you're looking for an 8-year-old, competing at meter 40, jumping clear 60% of the time. Jumper lets you find top horses by age, pedigree, or performance. Download now and take the guesswork out of show jumping with Jumper.
Welcome to Carlswood, the home of Irish Olympic medalist, coach and international horse producer, Cian O'Connor. At Carlswood, we pride ourselves on the belief that success is reward for effort. Set in County Meath, Carlswood is the home of Cian's industry-leading high-performance centre. The Carlswood system is based on a structured approach to daily routine and meticulous planning to help reach our goals. At Carlswood, Cian and the team work together to provide coaching, mentoring, advice on horse purchases and goal setting. We also facilitate students who wish to progress their show jumping skills while they study in universities in Ireland and across Europe. When it comes to developing your horse's fitness, scheduling and planning around competitions, no stone is left unturned. At Carlswood, we are committed to delivering quality, a place where our goal is the fulfilment of your ambition.
All right, and let's get started. The tractors are just making their way out, and our first one is already in the ring. Again, we're here now for the $32,000 CSI 4-star Dodd Technologies Meter 50 Speed class. I'm Danny Waldman. We've seen the first half of the class. Our leading time at the moment, Richard Vogel of Germany and Chepino Balubay. 65.15 is that leading time. Thanks again to Dodd Technologies presenting our class and our live stream. Dodd Technologies is an industry leader in creative, design, and technology support services for sports, entertainment, corporate, and special events. Visit them online at doddtechnologies.com. All right, getting this second half started, let's take a look at Puerto Rico's Vasco Flores and Dynapo. The Anton Marano entry of the 10-year-old Danish warm-blood gelding by Di Capo and Boga Gardens Apollo. Again, we've seen not so many clear, only about 7 or so jumped clear in the first half of this class, set by Peter Grant and Jason Shelley of America. And it's proven to be quite challenging for the horses and riders. Again, top 10 from today's class, or those not already qualified from yesterday's WEF Challenge Cup, will be qualified for tomorrow night's 4-star Grand Prix. I think it's one of the first times they're doing that, where it's not just the WEF Challenge Cup being the qualifier, but taking 10 from today's Meter 50 as well. So, second opportunity to qualify. And there's an option here. He is going around, but he's keeping moving. So he's certainly thinking about this. Again, it's a bit of an awkward inside turn up there. So a lot of riders opting to go around. Our leader, however, did go inside. Nice at the skinny. It is set at Meter 50 today, but it was a soft Meter 50 since it is a speed class. But this line has proven to be very challenging. A lot of people having that gray Liverpool Oxford down. Horses just not jumping that jump so well. A little bit of a rub coming in there at the double, but that stays up. So he is sitting on the 4 faults at the moment. But still moving. Ooh. Looked like he knocked the plank really hard, but it stayed up, and unfortunately having A and B down of the red double. And gets over the last, but he will pick up 3 down, 12 faults. Time is 75.18 for Vasco Flores and Dynapo. So again, our leader still Germany's Richard Vogel. With that time, 65.15. Let's see if USA's Raleigh Hiller and the Lennox Van de Bisschop entry of Suzanne Hansen and Kurt Hiller. 13-year-old gelding by Balubay du Rouet. And let's see what Raleigh can do. This is a former ride of Sophie Hinners out of Germany. She's also opting to go around. This horse has such nice high head carriage, really uphill balance. I think B of the double verticals did come down. And they're just taking off at that orange oxer, a little bit past the arc, has the front pole. This horse looks quite scopy, but he definitely is taking her to the jumps. Sharp turn in there. Horse jumps a little bit in his own style. Because of that real uphill balance, he's a little bit straighter through the top line. And he looks like actually quite a big horse. They're just maybe a little bit quick in the shape of the jump. You can see the horse really jumping forward and has the plank down. Gets over the last, but will pick up the 3 down. Total of 12 faults. Time is 71.05 for Raleigh Hiller and Lennox van de Bisschop. All right. I see our next one on course is looking like Canada's second entry for Aaron Ballard, Ginger Ask. Ginger Ask is the Elon Furter and Marigold Sport Horses LLC entry of the 10-year-old Holsteiner mare by Casal with the Levisto mother. This horse, very cute looking animal and jumping high. Aaron, of course, super fast rider, and she looks like she's going for it. Gets through the double verticals. Oh, just a little bit too close there. You can see horse had the front pole on the way up. Just not enough space. A little bit similar there. Jumping real forward. Aaron was trying to go fast. And again, sometimes in these speed classes, when you try to go fast, you can lose a little bit of the shape of the jump. And the horse just looking like getting there a little bit early. Has A coming down there as well. And now it's looking like she's maybe taking her time a little bit more. Jumps the plank well. Nice jump there. Again, horse just 10 years old. Gets right up to the base there. Has that down as well. So she will finish up with 4 down, 16 faults. Time is 70.88 for Aaron Ballard and Ginger Ask. Okie dokie. Moving on to Brianne Goutal's second entry of the class, Brianne Goutal Marteau and her Brianne Goutal LLC entry, Bianca. 10-year-old Zankerside mare by Red Star with the Clarimo Ask mother. And Brianne was our leadoff rider to get this class started. She had a clear. Her time held for quite a long time, but I think she is sitting in 5th place at the moment, something like that. Let's see if she can beat her own time on Bianca. Looking neat, 1 to 2. Just got a little bit to the base and jumped up, just not able to get across the back pole. And here she just looked like she wasn't liking where the control was at and reorganizing. Brianne has such a beautiful natural feel. You can see her connection. She's so soft with the horses and so good with her upper body. There, she got a really beautiful jump. Right to the base there at that skinny, and you could see she really used her upper body to help slow the arc of the jump down, help the horse jump it. Looking good there. So she will be picking up a bunch of time faults because of her circle early on in the course. They're just getting a little bit tangled in the front pole. And Brianne fixing her glasses. So she will pick up 26 on the clock, 12 jumping faults. Total time was 107.57 for Brianne Goutal, Marteau, and Bianca. So this course certainly proving to be tricky enough. Again, we have not seen so many clears for a speed class. Normally in a speed, we can see, because the courses are normally set a little bit softer, because they know people are going at a higher rate of speed, that sometimes their classes are set a little bit softer, but we're not seeing too many clears today. All right, Australia's Hillary Scott and Keatingstown Scorpolt's Joker. Keatingstown is owned and ridden by Hillary Scott herself. It's an 11-year-old gelding by Canthargos with a Choco Blue mother. Again, Hillary I've seen a lot over in Europe, and she does Spruce Meadows. And she has a wonderful horse named Milky Way that they bred themselves, and it is just such a special animal. They are just a little bit quick with the jump. She was a little bit deep to it, and then the horse just jumped a little bit into it. You can see not able to get high enough over it. Great reaction there, though, at the Liverpool. She does the steady 5. There he jumps beautifully. And actually, this is a Canthargos also, so very athletic animal and a beautiful jumper. She sits up good there to fit that stride in. Here you can see he's really taking her to the base. Jumped out nicely. Gets over the last, and we'll pick up that 1 down 4 faults. Time is 78.48. Into 16th place now for Hillary Scott and Keatingstown. All right, we'll move on to the woman who was sitting in the booth with me earlier, Miss Jessica Springsteen, and the Rushy Marsh Farm LLC entry, RMF Clinton Son. It's a 12-year-old stallion by Clinton with the Heartbreaker mother. And Jess was saying this horse was just coming back up to this level after a little bit of a break. And let's see. She said she was going to go around after number 2. She said she wanted to be neat, but not trying necessarily for the ultimate win. Nice jump here. This horse really pushes off the ground beautifully. Again, 12-year-old. So has jumped some bigger classes, but just getting back up to this level right now. By Clinton. Clinton, of course, producing very scopy horses, and we see that here with this one. Lots of scope. Jumping easy there. He just cuts down a little bit, has the back pole coming out of the double. I think he just underestimated, lost a little bit of push forward as he took off at A. Gets over the plank, steadies up here. Jumped that really nice. Just stays on it in the 8, and good upper body use to hold the body up in the air there. She'll finish up just with a 1 down 4 faults. Time is 76.09 for Jessica Springsteen and RMF Clinton Son. So she should be happy. She said she'll be back on Sunday for the jump-off class. Was using this more as a setup. All right, moving on to Germany's Rupert Karl Winkelmann and Quinn 33. Quinn 33 is the Eichendorff Horses GmbH & Co. entry of the 14-year-old Holsteiner gelding by Kidam de Revel with the contender mother. All right, let's see what Rupert can do with Quinn. Again, our leading time with Richard Vogel and Chapano Balabé is 65.15. Rupert looking like he's going for it. Beautiful jump there. Goes through the inside turn. Oh, steadies up there. Horse a little bit late with the one front leg, but gets over it. And now he's got to keep moving. Getting a little bit excited. Oh, that was an amazing move by the horse. This horse having a lot of blood. And unfortunately catching up there, having the front pole of that difficult Liverpool Oxer that we've seen come down time and time again today. And they're looking like maybe just didn't think he was quite getting there in the 7 the way he wanted to. And reorganizes, and he will start back up. Gets over that, but looking like he actually may be calling it a day and retiring. I believe retiring within the round. So that will be a withdrawal from Rupert. And we'll move on to USA's Aaron Vale and his second entry, Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan is the Thinks Like a Horse and Allison Register entry of the 12-year-old gelding by Centinel with the Continue mother. Again, very German breeding on this horse. Centinel was a Schockenmuller stallion, and Continue as well is a good broodmare sire from Schockenmuller. So, bred in Germany. Looking like he's got a hackamore on, I think. I said that. And then maybe I think it's a hackamore. No, maybe not. No, I think it maybe does have a bit in his mouth. But let's see what Aaron Vale can do. All right, he's going for it inside here. Nice and smooth. Needs to slow it down coming in. Yeah, using that upper body, sitting up, trying to fit that in. He does a good job. The horse curls around those double verticals. Now smooth across the middle. Wow, good jump there. Neat back, but a little bit on that angle. Having the front pole of the gray Liverpool. Most commonly coming down jump today. Does the one more there and adds, instead of doing the 7, does the 8 to the Mars. Gets through that double. Great expression on this horse's face. You can really see keen and looking towards the jumps. But he will pick up that 4 faults, and time is 67.24 for Aaron Vale and Obi-Wan. Again, haven't seen too many clear, and actually haven't seen any clear in this second round. So I don't think. And our leader, Richard Vogel and Chepino Balabé, still 65.15. Let's see if USA's Wilton Porter and Sternmark 3 can catch the German. Sternmark owned by Sleepy P Ranch BV. And it is a 10-year-old gelding by Staccato with an Escudo 1 mother. Beautiful jumps there through the double verticals. Wilton, you could really see, saw that distance from far away, put the leg on, got there nicely. Does the steady 5, a little bit of a rub at the green, but that stays up. We're seeing many more problems at the Oxer than we are at the vertical with that line. A little bit far away, extra stretch from the horse there. That was nicely done. Lands, puts the leg on, gallops away, looks back for this turn. It's looking good so far. Clears the plank. Beautiful there. The horse really jumped in a great shape around that. Sets up for the last, clears it, and time is 76.04, going into 8th place at the moment for Sternmark and Wilton Porter, 76.04. So, bit off that time, but with the clear, he will be sitting sitting 8th at the moment. I think it's it. All right, let's take a look at Chile's Jorge Mate Captivia and Chicago HD. 15-year-old gelding by Cornet Obolinski with the Accord 2 mother. Chicago HD is owned and ridden by Jorge Mate Captivia himself. And Jorge working with Derek Kenny these days. And I think he jumped his first senior championships in Santiago this past summer for the Pan Ams. Today he's sitting on Chicago. Nice strong ride there to the Oxer. Actually had beautiful space. People are getting either a little bit too far away or too close there in that Oxer. And we're seeing it come down so much. He rode that beautifully. He's looking good so far through most of the tricky parts of the course. Clears the plank. Sets up nicely here. Good balance. You could tell right away he was going to jump that clear from the nice balance that he had. And, oh, what a shame. Just a little bit low at the last. Picks up the last one for faults time, 77.99 for Chicago and Jorge Mate Captivia. So, unfortunately, with that last fence coming down, that will keep him out of our clears. But let's move on to Australia's Tyza Erwin and High Star Hero. High Star Hero is the Michael and Wendy Smith entry of the 11-year-old gelding by I Am Morhova Star with the Darko mother. All right. And this horse, so much scope, but Tyza's just been developing him. He's 11 years old now, but I know she was saying that he just has all the pieces, and she's just working on putting them all together. But it is a really scopy horse. Sometimes he can take her a little bit deep, and so she's just working on keeping that space. Beautiful here. Wow, look how great he jumped that. This horse has all the power in the world. Wow, what a beautiful jump there. Good, so she opens him up here. He is very careful. Sometimes can just take her a bit. And now she opened him up. Let's see if she can keep it organized here. Great jump at the Oxer. Really good there. Beautiful. You can see this horse has so much power. There we go. Sits up for the plank. Gets right up to the base of that. Jumped that great. And just stays on it here and push off to the last. Nice clear round. You can see a smile on her face. 79.08 with the clear round for Tyza Erwin and High Star Hero. So that looked like a super round. She should be very happy with that. Getting him ready maybe for some bigger classes later on. All right, moving on to Ireland's Philip McGuane and Orphea HQ. 10-year-old mare owned by the Evergate Stables LLC. Out of Emerald with an E-Pleaser Vantahike mother. Let's see what Orphea can do. Can they catch Richard Vogel's time of 65.15? Our leading time in the class. Richard's been holding that lead for quite some time now. Hasn't even seen anyone come close to challenging him. Let's see if Ireland's Philip McGuane can give it a go. Nice shot, 1 to 2. A little bit of that right to left angle. Very smooth. Takes the inside line here. Oh, looking good. Beautiful jump there. Lands, gallops away. Don't know if he's quite on the pace of Richie, but this is looking like a beautiful round. Now he's got to take his time a little bit. Give himself space to jump this oxer. Gets over it. Does the 4. Got to get this balance. Jumps A. Good push off at B. Moves up in the 7. And now Richie's turn back to this plank was crazy tight. Oh, that was pretty good too. What a time. Oh, but it comes down. Has the plank down behind and unfortunately the back pole of B as well. So going to be a pretty quick time. 65.35, but with the 2 down, 8 faults total for Philip McGuane. That will unfortunately bump him back down to 26th place with Orphea HQ. So was a really solid round, but had the 2 down later on in the course. All right, back over to Australia and Scott Keach. Noble de la Chapelle is his entry of the 11-year-old gelding owned by Scott Keach and Southern Cross Equestrian LLC. Spy for Passion with the Eros Platier mother. Big jump there, jumps a little bit left across the cask. He's going around looking like he's just doing a nice training round today. Again, that is the thing about this class on Friday. Because the big class of the week, the 4-star Grand Prix coming up tomorrow. Some people use this class either as a secondary qualification because they will take 10 more from today to qualify for the class tomorrow. So some people use it to really try to win the class or use it as qualification if they're not qualified, or some people use it as a training round, and then you see them not going too fast, just developing horses or setting them up maybe for tomorrow. So we see a big mix in this Friday class usually in the speed. Not everyone trying to go super speedy, people using it for development as well. He does have the plank down, has that behind, and the front rail of A also coming down. We're actually seeing that more in this second half than we did in the first. And losing a little bit of that front end at the last has that. So 3 down, total of 12 faults, 78.72 for Scott Keach and Noble de la Chapelle. All right, moving on to the USA's Lily Keenan and Chili Pepper HMZ. Chili Pepper's the Chansonet Farm LLC entry of the 9-year-old Zangerside Stallion by Cornetto Belinsky with the Caratano Z mother. Lily also such a strong rider with a beautiful position. Sporting her Lily by Flying Changes pink jacket. Great upper body control. Remember, Chili Pepper, just 9 years old. Was shown by Derek Kenny a little bit as an 8-year-old. But Lily's been doing really well on this horse, just developing up to this high level. Really scopy horse. Of course, by Cornetto Belinsky, which is a very popular stallion that we see a lot. She does have the plank down around that short turn. Sits up for the double. And clears the last, but with that late fault at the plank, 4 faults, time is 72.69 for Lily Keenan and Chili Pepper HMZ. Richard Vogel still leading. Time 65.15 on Chapano Balabé. But let's see if USA's Elise Oken and Bonhomme Richard can catch them. Bonhomme Richard is owned by the High Hopes Farm LLC. And it is a 13-year-old stallion by Katoki with the Caprice Margot mother. And this horse was seen before under Kent Farrington, as well as Megan Mossonnier from France. And Elise, of course, very excited to be representing the U.S. in a couple of weeks for the new League of Nations competition coming up in Abu Dhabi in a couple of weeks. Beautiful ride there. Goes through the middle, a little bit left-right. That'll slow her down a little bit. But this horse, not such a big horse, but really a good jumper. Looking good so far. At least small girl as well, so they kind of fit together beautifully. And they're just taking that first distance out of the corner, having the front pole of the Liverpool Oxer like we've seen happen so many times today in this class. Moving up for the 7, that looks good. Ooh, rocks the plank in those flat cups, but it stays up. Nice rocking back to jump over that at B. And a little bit too close at the last, and you can see just looking a little strong. So it'll be 2 down for Elise Oken, 8 faults, time is 71.17 for Bonhomme Richard and Elise Oken. All right, moving back to Brazil's Luis Francisco de Azevedo and HFG Aquaman. It's an 11-year-old gelding by Diamante Semele and owned by the Santa Cecilia Stables, LLC. All right, let's see if he's going to try to catch that time from Richard Vogel, 65.15. Right to the base there. Horse jumps really good behind. He goes through the middle. He's pretty quick here. Nice space coming into those double verticals. But if he's going to catch Richard, he's going to have to pick up the pace a little bit. Nice and smooth. Here comes the most difficult jump. Can he leave this bogey jump up? And unfortunately gets a little bit far away from it. Ends up doing the 5 there. So has the back pole of the Liverpool, but does the 5 and gets over the vertical. And that Liverpool by the gate really proving to be super tricky to jump. Horse is getting distracted, looking down at the Liverpool, not finishing, either having the front pole, pushing it out of the way, or hanging up and having the back pole. Gets over the last, finishes up 4 faults, time is 73.02 for Luis Francisco de Azevedo and HFG Quaman. All right, looking like we've got about 12 remaining in this first round, or in this speed class. Brazil's Rodrigo Pessoa coming up now with Dalida. Artemis Equestrian Farm LLC entry of the 10-year-old Zangerside mare by Diamante Semele with the Calvaro Z mother. Again, this has been a good horse for Rodrigo. He's just developing her up to this level. And back in December, he's jumping some of the 3 stars here with this horse. Did really well in some of the qualifiers. And again, just 10 years old. Bringing her along. And there we go. See it again. Time and time again. We're seeing that front pole of that gray Liverpool Oxer come down. So we've seen some people be kind of quick, but not able to leave that bogey fence up. Of course, Richard Vogel leading this class at the moment. He obviously left it up, but it has been a hard one to jump. Hard rub there at the back pole of B, but that one stays in the cups. And gets over the last for Rodrigo. Time 68.19 with the 4 faults. Into 15th place at the moment for Rodrigo Pessoa and Dalida. All right, moving on to USA's Zaina Rizvi and Exit of Ice Z. Exit of Ice Z is an entry of Missy Clark and North Run, written by the uber-talented, award-winning Zaina Rizvi. It's a 16-year-old mare by VDL Emilion and Tornado. She's going for it. Nice and quick in here. Just a little bit close there at the Oxer. She was trying to be quick, but just got there too fast having that down. Ooh, and they're just still kind of on the turn as she took off at the Liverpool, not able to get across the back pole. Of course, Exit of Ice was a former ride of Johann Sebastian and Geir Gulliksen. I saw Geir here earlier in the week, so I'm sure he's watching this one go as a former ride of his. This horse was also seen under Michael van der Vleuten, so it's had a lot of top riders, this horse. And gets through the last double. And gets over the last, but with those couple of earlier faults, we'll finish up with 8 faults total. Time 67.20 for Zaina Rizvi and Exit of Ice. All right, we're moving on to the second entry for Lebanon's Jad Dana and the Cherie Group's Fleur de Lis Cherie. 12-year-old mare by Clarimo with the Lancer 2 mother. Source a former ride of Blythe Caroli. And let's see if the speedy Jad Dana can catch Richard Vogel. 65.15 time to beat. Jad is quick enough. He can do it. Good ride there. He's got to keep moving. Slows up a little bit here for the double verticals, which he needs to do. They're too delicate to jump from such a big stride. Nice jump there, and now he's going to have to keep moving. Oh, just a little bit too deep there. Could see he was trying, and that skinny like that off the big open stride, very hard. Even if you get nice and tight to it, he was almost a little bit too deep. Has the green vertical down as well. And ooh. And there just looked like the way that he had A made it not possible. The rail just kind of came forward and made it not possible for him to, I think he didn't think he was going to jump B. But looking like he actually waved the hand. He's going to retire, maybe just jump a courtesy fence just for confidence for the horse. And just wants a good approach to it. Horse, of course, careful and a little backed off, but jumped that nice and easy. And then he gives her a little bit of a pet and says, it's okay. Things like that happen, and we'll come back another day. Okie dokie. Moving on to Ireland's Conor O'Regan in Manchester. Manchester is an entry of Delshore Horses LLC of the 12-year-old Belgian-bred gelding by Kidam de Revel with the Codex mother. Looking like maybe they're just resetting something. And just on a slight pause while they were resetting the jump. But here's Conor O'Regan. He's looking at this turn here at number 6. Again, that has been the bogey fence all day today with that Liverpool, those solid gray rails right by the in gate off of a short rollback turn. It's got all the makings of a hard jump to jump, and it has proven to be that. We have seen it come down, unfortunately, in almost every round. Again, our leader at the moment is still Richard Vogel and Chepino Balubay. But Conor O'Regan has heard the bell, and off he goes. Let's see what he can do. A little bit wider here, 1 to 2, but keeps moving. And he'll take the outside route, so maybe going more for just the nice solid clear. Real bounce off the ground there for the horse, and then just pushes a little bit too over eager at B. Has that down. Also just jumps at the skinny a little bit. Not quite up and high enough in the body. Gets over the tricky oxer. A little bit of a light touch at the oxer and the little green vertical, but they stay up. And they're just jumping a little bit forward, has A and B. And you can see the horse just a little bit over eager, really pushing forward. So Conor is going to wave the white flag and call it a day. Retired in the round for Conor and Manchester. All right, let's move on to Adrian Sternlicht and Clemens 72. The Starlight Farms 1 LLC entry of the 10-year-old gelding by Choco Blue with the Canthargos mother. This horse is an exceptional jumper, jumps really high, very much in his own technique, but he is beautifully bred. The mother of this horse jumped 150, and there's lots of great horses in the family. Very classic Paul Schockenmuller breeding. We've talked about that a bit today. We've seen a lot of pure Paul Schockenmuller breeding, and Choco Blue and Canthargos. And let's see what Adrian can do. So she takes the inside track. This horse has a very big stride, just keeping it organized. Again, big jump, big stride. It's all about managing it. Look at that big high jump there. She gives herself a little bit more space here. Wow, look at that. He jumped that huge. A little bit sticky there at the mint green vertical, but gets over it. Just trying to reorganize that stride. A little bit of a rub there at A, and it catches up at B. She has the front pole there. Again, I think this horse can get a little bit strong and overtake her, Adrian, a little bit, even though he's got such a big jump. Sometimes with the big stride also as he takes over, it just makes it a little bit hard to place him where she wants. But finishes up nicely. That was a good solid round. 4 faults times 75.30 for Adrian Sternlicht and Clemens 72. So we're working our way down this list. Again, Richard Vogel still leading in that time of 65.15. But let's see if Ireland's Andrew Bournes and Copy Champ can give them a run for their money. The Bellwin Farm LLC and TLM Sport Horses Incorporated entry of the 10-year-old gelding by copyright with the Chamberton mother. I think this horse actually came out of Denmark. Rika Hastrup rode this horse, and actually Jeffrey Wells, the American rider, rode this horse as well for a little bit. He's looking good so far. Oh, and there, that heartbreak killer jump, the Oxer with the Liverpool coming down again. Makes an adjustment there, but that actually really helped him set up for the double. Gets over the Mars Oxer. And does have that coming down, come out as well. Gets over the last, but we'll pick up those 2 down. 8 faults time is 75.39 for Andrew Bournes and Copy Champ. So 2 down for them. And we will move over to the USA's Sabine Cooper and the Cormandy Farms LLC entry, Nazarene VD Axelhova. 11-year-old mare by Emerald with the Chilano Z mother. Let's see what Sabine Cooper can do. Can she chase Richard Vogel's time of 65.15? It remains to be seen. This horse, big scopy horse, also just has a hackamore in his on the bridle, so no bit in his mouth. We actually have seen a number of horses with just hackamores today. Good ride there, really kept coming through the turn. She's opting for the outside track around the plank. Sets this up nice, but the horse landed very far into the double. Again, it's a big horse with a big stride. She came in nice, but maybe needed to do one more coming in order to be able to fit in the big horse's stride in that tight double vertical. She does have the skinny down as well. Front pole of that Oxer and a little bit on the left side there of the green vertical. Looking like she hit the standard a little bit at the green. Light rub there at A and at B, but those stay up. Gets over the Mars Oxer. Now she looks like she's just trying to organize. There, she's containing the stride well. That really set up the plank well. That's why that worked out so beautifully. And just struggling with the control maybe a little bit. And she makes a little circle. Good horsey. Gives him a little pet. Just trying to relax him, calm him down, say, come on, gotta work together. Beautiful there through the double. Sometimes it's always the right move to just take a pause, reorganize, and then finish up the course. Of course, the clock kept running, so she will pick up 30 on the clock, 20 jumping faults, time 1:11.01 for Sabine Cooper and Nazarene Vidi Axelhova. All right. Moving on to the lady who had a very funny thing happen to her yesterday in the Challenge Cup with the jump blowing down right as she was coming to it. Brave horse. But today, Carly Anthony of the USA is sitting on the Portfolio Horses LLC entry Jet Blue. 13-year-old gelding by VDL Zirocco Blue with the Indoctro mother. And I'm sure Carly is very proud of this horse because she developed it herself. Had a couple of other riders before, McLean Ward, Richard Howley, Frank Scootard. But she's had the ride now for a while, having developed it up to this higher level. They're just not getting there quite the way she wanted to. Having the top poles of the Oxer. The Cask Oxer. It's a tongue twister. And jumping good now. Setting this up. A little bit still on the turn. Has that Oxer down at the Liverpool. Nice through that double there. Just stays patient to do the 8. Funny, actually, I didn't think so many people would do 8 to the Mars Oxer. I thought it walked sort of okay in the 7, but they're just landed shallow coming out of that double. So people, if they're not really going for the class, opting to do the 8. She gets over the last, and 8 faults total, time 75.13 for Carly Anthony and Jet Blue. So looks like we've got 5 left to see in this $32,000 CSI 4-star Dodd Technologies meter 50 speed class. And let's see USA's Chloe Reed and Lewis P. Lewis P. is owned by the Live Oak Plantation LLC. And it is a 15-year-old stallion by Lord Pezzi with the Chinook mother. She's looking good so far. She had the 1 down at number 2. Again, we're seeing number 2 come down a lot. It's a little bit that single off the rollback. And there, she's just getting up to the front pole of that Oxer and then having the green vertical down as well. She's jumped some big classes on this horse. I haven't seen him in a while, so maybe he's just starting off the year. Maybe it's his biggest class of the year so far. Has the plank down as well. Uncharacteristic for this horse. I've really seen this one jump really a lot of great classes. But he'll get back into the swing of things. Gets over the last, but picking up the 4 down, 16 faults, total 77.86 for Chloe Reed and Lewis P. All right, we have not seen a clear in quite a long time. And again, 4 remain. Richard Vogel of Germany still leading with Chepino Balabé with 65.15 being their time. They were 16th in the order, and we are now all the way down to 59th. And no one has been able to catch him. But let's see if USA's Sophie Mayer and Sentimiento LS La Cia can do it. Entry owned and ridden by Sophie herself. Senti is a 15-year-old gelding by Casal with the Santo Domingo mother. And she jumped our qualifier yesterday, but I think she was thinking she was going to see if she could jump again today. I'm not sure if she was qualified, so maybe she's thinking just to have a good round today, try to get her into that extra 10. Nice big space. That was a beautiful jump there. She really rode that well. She had pace but space, and that's the key to that jump, because if you get there too deep and you're a little bit dead, oh, she does have B coming out of the double, but if you get to that Liverpool a little bit dead, you can have the back pole, and if you get a little bit too deep, you're having the front pole. So she rode that beautifully, but does have B of that double. Needs to set up the end here. Ooh, a little bit of a touch on the back pole, but clears it. And gets over the last time. 70.41 with the 4 faults for Sophie Mayer and Sentimiento. That'll put her into 17th place at the moment. Again, it's the 10 more qualifying that aren't already qualified from yesterday, so they can go down pretty far on that list. So it's not just like they're taking the top 10. They're actually excluding all of those that are already qualified and then counting 10 more. So we'll see what that final list looks like at the end. But first of our remaining 3, USA's Peter Lutz and Halerno. Halerno is the Lovsta Studerai entry of the 12-year-old Dutch-bred gelding by Baltic with the Ahorn mother. This has been a really good horse for Peter, and he's been developing it. I think he's had it since it was like 5 years old. And one thing I will say, they recently, in the last 6 months or so, took the shoes off, and it is now barefoot. And they said it has made a tremendous difference with the gelding. Look at that beautiful jump there, that he's been jumping even better without the shoes. Big discussion in our sport these days as to whether or not horses should be barefoot or have shoes. I think you got to do it on a one-to-one basis. I mean, horses have been wearing horseshoes for thousands of years. So hard to say what's best, but we do know, of course, King Edward doesn't have any shoes on, and that is our best horse, I would arguably say, is the best horse in the world, and he's doing it without shoes. Peter moves up there in the 7, but Halerno jumping beautifully. Steadies up here. Big stride with Halerno. Jumps easy there. Again, I was saying earlier, horses just jump beautifully. They really like Peter. Clears the last. And that is one of the first clears we've seen in a long time. 76.02, going into 8th place at the moment. But a beautiful round. And I'm sure he will be thrilled with that. All right, 2 left to go. First of those is going to be Grant Seeger of the USA on the Foxlair Performance LLC entry, Yogi Flip. 14-year-old Hanoverian gelding by FRH Quaid with the staccato mother. So 2 left to see. Richard Vogel still leading the way, 65.15. But let's see if Grant Seeger gives him a run for his money. $32,000 up for grabs today in our speed class. It's a little bit wider here. Nice shot at number 2, though. Lance going on the outside route around the plank. Right up to the base of the double verticals. That helps set that up. little bit close there at the skinny, but gets away with it. And now let's see the tricky oxer. He got a really good shot at it, right distance and the right amount of space, and he was legging up to it, so he had the pace to jump that. A little bit of a touch at A there, little reach to get out at B, but that gets away with those. Moves up in the 7. He's looking good so far. Needs to make a neat turn back here to the plank. Oh, but that does come down. A little bit of a reach, stays up, but does rub the back pole of the red double. Gets over the last, but finishes up 4 faults. Time is 72.05 for Grant Seeger and Yogi FLP. I believe we have one left to contest. Let's see if they can beat Richard Vogel's time of 65.15. It's going to be USA's Natalie Dean and Oasis Vanda Buckstail. The Marigold Sport Horses LLC entry of the 10-year-old Belgian-bred mare by Quinn van de Heffink and the Skippy 2 mother. All right, she's been having a really good time working with her new coach, Ben Mayer. And that was a quick turn, 1-2. She's on it. She's giving it a good go. Slows up a little bit here. This horse has a great engine. Beautiful jump there. This horse, Oasis, actually was seen under Paracellan in the past, Martin Fuchs, even Michael G. Duffy. So it's had a bunch of good riders. Oh, a little bit far off there and has the front pole. She was trying to be fast, but that means Richard Vogel will be the winner of our speed today. And she is still going for it. Again, there were not that many clear, so you could still end up in the money and ranking points. She does have another one down, so that 8 faults will knock her out. But she's just finishing up now. Clears the last time. She has 8 faults, time 65.97. So she did have quite a quick time, and I think she even slowed up a little bit. So she was certainly on it. But that will put her into 34th place. So that means our winner is going to be Richard Vogel and Chepino Balibé. Let's take a look at the other times. Richard in first, 65.15. Then I think our next is going to be Eduardo Meneses. I believe Eduardo Meneses. And Calypso with 65.32. Maybe. I'll have to take a look at those actual final entries. I don't have the list up in front of me. But, oh no, I think, well, we'll have to keep an eye on it. But it was a wonderful class. Very speedy for Richard Vogel. And let's see if I can actually get these results up for you guys. Again, thanks to our sponsor today, Dodd Technologies. They present not only our class, but also presenting our live stream. And let's see, it's going to be Richard Vogel in first with Chepino Balibé, 65.15. Calypso de Matisse with Eduardo de Benessa, 65.32. Mario Delorier and Costa Quick, they'll finish up in third, 69.23. Brianne Goutal Marteau and her entry, who she went first in the class with, SNL Marlon van de Heffink, will finish up in fourth, 69.69. Then a recent round, we saw Peter Lutz and Catriona into fifth place. Enrico de la Palme and Zoe Conter in sixth. And that will round out our entries. We're just waiting for the prize-giving ceremony. Top 3 will be coming in with us shortly. Again, thank you to Dodd Technologies for their support of the Winter Equestrian Festival here at Wellington International. They present our live stream all season long. Dodd Technologies is an industry leader in creative design and technology support services for sports, entertainment, corporate, and special events. Visit them online at doddtechnologies.com. And thanks, of course, to Youssef as well. For today's live stream is also presented in part with them with the support of the U.S. Equestrian Federation and the Youssef Network. And of course, thanks to our title sponsor of Week 3 here at the Winter Equestrian Festival, NetJets. They will be our presenting sponsor for Saturday night's 4-star Grand Prix Under the Lights. I, of course, will be back with you guys again on Sunday for the Hermes Meter 50 Classic. And this has been a great presentation of our $32,000 CSI 4-star Dodd Technologies Meter 50 Speed. We now will know our qualifiers, our 45 qualifiers for the Grand Prix, so 35 from yesterday's WEF Challenge Cup, 10 more from today's class that just finished up. There's our third place finisher coming in the ring, Mario Delorier and Costa Quick. There's our winner, Richard Vogel and Chepino Balubay. Of course, that's his 5-star winning mount from the finale Rolex Grand Prix last year here, week 12. I'm sure he will be thrilled. He's been having an amazing season. Won our Grand Prix on Sunday in the 3-star last week out on the field. And here's our third place finisher. Again, their time for Mario Deloria and Costa Quick, 69.23. Horse looking a little excited for his prize giving. Doesn't want to stand still. But they put in a beautiful round, very athletic with that horse, Costa Quick. And our second place finisher is making his way in. There he is. Eduardo Pereira de Meneses and Calypso de Matisse. Second place finish, they finished in a time of 65.32, so just 0.2 of a second off of the winning time. But also had a great round. The horse really didn't waste any time in the air. Quick across the ground. And our winner will make his way into the winner's circle. Of course, it is Germany's Richard Vogel and Chepino Balubay. Owned by Coleridge Equestrian LLC and Richard Vogel himself. And congratulations to them with the time of 65.15. So it was an exciting class here today for the Meter 50 Speed. And Richard will shake hands with our sponsors. Big smile on his face. And he should be off for his victory gallop shortly. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm Danny Waldman, and this has been a presentation of Wellington International. I'll be back with you on Sunday, but catch tomorrow's 4-star Grand Prix coming up under the lights for Saturday Night Lights. Thanks again, and catch you next time.